One of my clients came to me completely burnt out. He had 6 months to lose 30 pounds. So he did everything he could, crash dieting, 2 hours of cardio, cutting out entire food groups that he enjoyed, taking everything to the absolute extreme. And what was the end result of all this? He wasn't losing any weight. He was just getting more stressed, getting more exhausted, and his energy was completely tanked. When we first spoke, he asked me a simple question. Am I doing anything wrong? And well, it turns out he was making the exact same mistake that so many people out there actually do without really realizing it. And this happens mostly with people who are fresh starting off a weight loss journey. Can I blame them? Maybe they don't really know any better. And once we fixed that one thing, the way his body responded actually surprised the both of us. Because the most counterintuitive thing that worked was taking his eye off his goals. When I first started working with him, he looked exactly how a lot of people that come to me look. He was working a desk job, extremely stressed out from work, from home life, everything. He was ordering Uber Eats 2 to 3 times a week, and primarily because cooking after a 10-hour shift at work was most likely just not going to happen. He's exhausted. He was tired. Nobody wants to come home after working 10 hours and have to cook. And every Monday, the same promise to himself. We're going to start strong, and it starts today. We're going to start eating clean, and we're going to hit the gym every single day. And this lasted about 3 days. By Thursday, he's exhausted, he's hungry, and he's standing in front of the fridge at 11 p.m., eating everything in sight. Now, does that kind of sound familiar? And here's exactly what he's tried before he's actually come to me. He's done the keto. He's done the intermittent fasting. He's done the workout plans that he's found on Instagram, on TikTok from all these influencers. He's done the hours of cardio a day, every single morning, fasted right before work, and every time ended up with the exact same results. He'd lose a few pounds, and then he would put them back and some. When he hits a wall, he gets frustrated and he quit. Then he'll gain it all back again. The problem though, it wasn't him. It was the plans that he was following. They weren't built around him. They were built around these restrictions. Less food, more exercise, more cardio. And they expect you to run this on willpower alone. But the thing about willpower is eventually you're just going to run out of it. So what I did is I didn't put him on a more strict plan. I actually did the opposite. The first thing I asked him was, how many calories a day are you actually consuming? Then it was it foods that you're actually enjoying? Because if the plan in question does not include foods that you actually enjoy, how long realistically are you going to be able to follow it before you fall off? Did you want to have your Friday night pizza? Did you want to have your special coffee every single morning? Your Chipotle bowls? You're not going to stick to any of this if it doesn't include some of the stuff that you actually enjoy and you look forward to in your day or in your week. Then I looked at where he actually was, not some generic number that was pulled out of a calculator or pulled off a website, but his actual real legitimate starting point, where he was that day we spoke. And instead of slashing calories immediately, you brought him up slowly, small little incremental steps. So that way we give his body some breathing room and it can adjust properly to everything that we're doing instead of just shocking him and sending him into starvation mode yet again. Every single week he would do a check-in for me. He would send me his weight. He would send me his measurements. He would fill out a questionnaire for me. So I actually knew legitimately how his week was going. Was he progressing in the right direction in terms of metrics? And on top of that, how was he actually feeling? Was he feeling better? Was he being more productive? I was tracking a lot of different variables for him. I was tracking his stress levels. We're tracking his cheat meals, exactly what he ate, when, what time. No hiding, no guessing, full transparency. And based on this honest data that I was receiving, I would make the adjustments accordingly. We would probably tweak one small thing at a time and not overhaul his entire plan and make him jump ship to something completely different. Just one small bottleneck at a time. And the reality of it is some weeks the scale didn't move, which is completely normal. We all know that weight loss is not a linear journey. It's going to be a bunch of ups and downs throughout the process. But this time, the biggest difference was he did not panic about the approach that we were taking. He did not jump to a new fad diet the second he saw something pop up on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. He actually began to trust the process. He began to trust me, and he began to trust himself. Because for the actual first time, the process in which we were doing things actually made sense to him. Now, fast forward almost a year later, the exact same guy that could not go through a single week of dieting without burning out, without feeling bad, without having the cravings, now he's down triple digits. over 100 pounds. He still eats his Friday pizza, he still has his coffees in the morning, and he still enjoys his Chipotle bowls. Nothing in his life feels rejected. Nothing feels restrictive. It just feels like something that is indefinitely sustainable for him. And this is the real shift. Once you stop trying to white knuckle your way through extreme rules and start making one small and honest change at a time, and start making one honest adjustment at a time, the results will stop feeling like you're fighting with them. And they're going to start to feel like they're pretty much inevitable. And right before we wrapped up, I asked him, what would he tell someone who's exactly in the same spot as him who wanted to start this journey today? And he said, I stopped trying to punish my body into losing weight. And that's the day that it finally listened to me. And that was it. That was the entire shift. So if you're tired of the crash diets, the burnouts, the yo-yo dieting, dealing with weight that comes off, comes back on, and then more, this channel is where I'm going to break down exact case studies like this. Real transformations, step by step. No fluff, no fake promises, nothing but full transparency. So if this is something that you want, hit subscribe, turn on the notifications, and let's get you into the best version of yourself.